My parents sued me over the house I just bought. They claimed it should go to my sister. I defended myself in court without a lawyer, and when the judge heard their argument, their entire case collapsed. I'm 29M, and I bought my first house last month after 8 years of saving. Now somehow I'm being sued by my own parents over it. Yes, seriously. I'm still trying to wrap my head around how insane this whole situation is. Here's the background. I'm the oldest of two. I started working at 16, grocery store jobs, pizza delivery, anything I could get. I became financially independent by 18. That's when I bought my first car. A 1998 Honda with 200,000 miles for $800, paid for entirely from my savings. I went to community college while working full-time, then completed some coding boot camps and earned IT certifications. I've been working in cybersecurity for the past 8 years. My sister, Melissa, 26F, is the golden child. My parents covered everything for her: private university, a master's in art history, 2 semesters abroad, even a car for her 16th birthday. Tuition, rent, spending money, spring break trips, all paid for. Meanwhile, I've lived frugally my entire adult life. No fancy trips, no designer stuff, roommates until last year. But finally I bought a home, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, nice yard. Cost, $385,000. I put 20% down, $77,000, saved from years of hard work. Got a good mortgage rate. 2 days after closing, I get a text from my dad. We need to talk about the house. Call me immediately. I called, thinking maybe they wanted to visit. No. Dad, we've been talking and we think Melissa should have the house. Me what? Dad, she's drowning in student loans and can't afford rent. You're doing well. You can always buy another house. I laughed, thinking it was a joke. It wasn't. Then my mom chimed in. We supported you all these years. It's time to give back. Your sister needs stability. I reminded them I paid for everything myself after 18. They didn't care. It escalated. My dad started yelling about moral obligations and I hung up. A week later, I get served. My parents filed a lawsuit against me. Their claims: I owe them $300,000 in child-rearing expenses. Melissa needs the house more. I can afford another one. They're emotionally invested in my success. As parents, they have the right to redistribute family assets. They actually wanted me to transfer the house to Melissa and continue paying the mortgage for at least 2 more years until she could stabilize. Update number 1, 3 weeks later. This post blew up. Thank you all so much for the support. I've been reading every comment and it's honestly helping me stay sane through this chaos. Here's what's happened since my last update. I decided to represent myself in court. I know people say that's a bad idea, but hiring a lawyer would have cost at least $10,000, and honestly this case is so ridiculous I figured I could handle it. I've always been good at research and paperwork, so I dug in and started preparing. While digging, I discovered that my aunt, my dad's sister, is bankrolling their lawsuit. She's held a grudge ever since I didn't invite her to my community college graduation. For the record, I didn't walk because it felt unnecessary for an associate's degree. She's been telling everyone in the family that I'm arrogant and think I'm better than them just because I work in tech. Meanwhile, Melissa started posting on social media like she already owned the house. She even shared staged Pinterest photos captioned, "Can't wait to make this house a home. Thanks mom and dad for fighting for what's right. Hashtag Melissa for family first." My parents tried to get my grandparents on their side, but that backfired. My grandpa literally told them to get lost. Grandma was more polite, but still made it clear they were being completely unreasonable. The first court hearing was scheduled 2 months out, backlogged court system. I spent the time getting everything in order. Bank statements, mortgage paperwork, proof of down payment, employment history, everything. Their lawyer, clearly an ambulance chaser my aunt found, reached out to discuss a settlement. Their demands? Full transfer of the house title to Melissa. I continue paying the mortgage for 24 months. $100,000 in emotional damages. A written apology for dividing the family. I burst out laughing, literally snorted, then hung up. Things got messy. My mom posted on Facebook. Some children forget where they came from. We gave my name, everything, our love, our support, our values, and this is how he repays us. His sister Melissa has student debt and no stable housing. A good son would help his family. Hashtags. Hashtag disappointed mother, hashtag family values. My aunt chimed in with a comment. Shameful behavior. Your sister needs that house more than you need your selfishness. Then I got uninvited from Thanksgiving. My mom group texted the whole family. Due to recent events and my name's decision to harm his sister's future, he is not welcome at any family gatherings until he does the right thing. Whatever. I'll just order Chinese food and watch football, in my house. Update 2, court hearing day, 2 months after previous update. Just got home from court, and you're not going to believe this circus. I arrived early, dressed professionally with a file folder of neatly organized documents. Then my parents showed up with Melissa, my aunt, and, I'm not kidding, they were all wearing matching t-shirts that said family first in huge letters. The drama started immediately. Melissa tried to rush up and hug me, loudly saying, "I forgive you for making us do this." I stepped aside. She nearly stumbled. My aunt hissed ungrateful under her breath. Then the judge entered and called the hearing to order. He asked for opening statements. Their lawyer, already looking embarrassed, began. "Your Honor, my clients have invested their lives, love, and substantial resources into raising the defendant. His sister now faces significant student loan debt and housing instability. The defendant has the financial ability to purchase another home with ease. This case is about fundamental family values, supporting those who need help." When it was my turn to speak, I kept it simple. "Your Honor, I bought this house with money I saved over 8 years. I'm the only name on the mortgage. That's all there is to it." The judge looked genuinely intrigued and asked their lawyer to present their case. They came armed with photo albums from childhood vacations, Melissa's $180,000 student loan statements for her art history degree, a spreadsheet listing every dollar my parents claimed they spent raising me, including a $12.99 McDonald's Happy Meal from 2003, and even text messages where I'd said "love you guys" as supposed proof of emotional investment. They also included screenshots of my LinkedIn. Yes, it shows I work in cybersecurity, public info, and Melissa's business plan to turn my house into an artist retreat. When it was my turn, I presented bank statements proving the down payment came from my personal savings, mortgage documents showing I'm the sole borrower, records of me paying for community college out of pocket, emails where I asked my parents for textbook help and got told, "We're focusing on Melissa's education right now," documentation of my financial independence since I was 18. Then came the key moment. "Judge, Melissa, what is your current employment status?" "Melissa, I'm in a transitional phase focusing on artistic growth." "Judge, are you employed?" "Mom," interrupting, "she's an artist. A digital content creator." "Judge, does she have any income?" "Dad, income doesn't define someone's value." Aunt, shouting, "She deserves that house more than he does." Judge, sternly, "Ma'am, one more outburst and I'll remove you." Judge, to Melissa, "What kind of digital content do you create?" Melissa, proudly, "I'm a TikTok dancer and lifestyle influencer." Judge, "And how much income does that generate?" Melissa, "I'm building my brand. These things take time." The judge was clearly unimpressed. He paused, then said, "Let me be clear, you want your son, who worked and saved for years, to hand over his house to your daughter, who has no job, no income, and no plans to change that. And you want him to continue paying the mortgage?" Their lawyer tried to interject, but the judge cut him off. "I've heard enough. I'll issue my ruling in writing within the week." 5 days later, I got the dismissal letter. Update 3, 1 week after court. The aftermath. Case dismissed. The judge's exact words: "This case lacks any legal merit whatsoever." But the real chaos happened outside the courthouse. My aunt completely lost it, screaming that I was dead to the family and would die alone in that house. Melissa collapsed on the courthouse steps, sobbing, "You've stolen my future." My mom looked me dead in the eye and said, "You're no longer my son." Dad added, "You've destroyed this family." When I got home, I checked the footage from the security cameras I'd had installed right after I got served. The recording showed Melissa approaching my car, glancing around nervously, then walking away. Later, my aunt was caught walking up my driveway with a spray paint can, only to turn around when the motion lights came on. I filed a police report immediately and handed over the footage. That evening, everything blew up on social media. Melissa launched a GoFundMe titled, "Help Me Buy a House After My Brother Stole My Future." The description claimed I manipulated the legal system and betrayed family values. It got reported multiple times and was flagged by GoFundMe for misrepresentation. My mom started posting about my betrayal in local Facebook groups, but several group admins removed her posts for harassment. My aunt shared vague online threats, but quickly deleted them once people started calling her out. I documented everything and began the process of filing for a restraining order. It takes time to go through. Then came the explosion in the family group chat. One of my cousins, who's never liked Melissa, finally spoke up. She responded to my mom's sob story with, "Didn't you pay for Melissa's $200,000 education while my name worked nights to afford community college? Now you want his house too?" That opened the floodgates. Turns out, a lot of family members had been quietly resentful of my parents' blatant favoritism but never said anything. Another uncle chimed in. "Remember when my name asked for $200 for textbooks and you bought Melissa a MacBook instead?" A cousin added, "Didn't Melissa get a $15,000 graduation party while my name didn't even get a dinner?" And then my grandpa dropped the hammer. "You two are disgraceful excuses for parents. My name succeeded in spite of you, not because of you." Update 4, the resolution, 3 months after court. Initially, I was ready to move on, but after the attempted vandalism, I decided to take legal action. Filed a police report with the security footage. Temporary restraining order was approved. Sent formal cease and desist letters. Reported Melissa's fraudulent GoFundMe. Started documenting everything for a potential civil suit. There were consequences. My aunt received a written warning at her job for using her work email to harass me. Melissa's GoFundMe was permanently shut down. My parents are now getting strange looks at church. Small-town gossip travels fast. The family has clearly split. About half support me, a quarter are neutral, and the rest still think I should have handed over the house. Final update, 6 months after court. Life is different now. My parents and I are no longer in contact. That's mutual. The restraining order against my aunt became permanent after she violated the temporary one. Melissa got a job at Starbucks and has been venting about it on Instagram. I received a promotion at work and upgraded my home security system. I adopted a rescue dog, Luna, a German Shepherd mix. Started hosting game nights with friends. It's refreshing to have company without judgment. Occasionally, my mom texts asking for money, saying their finances are tight. I don't reply. Dad sent one email. When will you forgive us? Family should stick together. I never heard from him again. The best part? Grandpa now comes over for dinner every Sunday. He's been teaching me woodworking in the garage. Turns out he always wanted to bond, but my parents made excuses for years. Last week he said, "I'm proud of you, kid. You stood up for yourself." And to everyone wondering, yes, my parents genuinely thought suing their adult son for his own house would work. Yes, Melissa truly believed she deserved it because she suffered through college while I had it easy working. And yes, they're still telling anyone who will listen that I tore the family apart. Some people just shouldn't be parents. Thanks for following along through this complete dumpster fire of a family drama. Now I'm going to enjoy my home, my dog, and most of all, my peace. Remember, the best revenge is living well and setting boundaries. Dear listeners, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.